on board with a lot of the fashion trends. I'm not gonna lie. Like I tried the part down the middle. I look like a serial killer. I can't do like the baggy pants. I'm 130 pounds. They would like swim on me. But this is a really big update for those of you that came 2 weeks ago. I tried tonight to do the Gen Z sock thing. You know, where you wear bigger socks, you know, with shorts. And I look like I'm on a fucking safari, you guys. This is I don't understand it. I did this specifically for you. What do you think about the socks? Be honest. There are? You really think so? Okay, E for effort. Thank you. I'll take it. They cover up my Joni Mitchell tattoo though, so I don't know what to do about that. I teach Gen Z students at New York University, if you can believe it. I teach comedy and improv there, and they're helping me out a lot. I learned the term bet the other day, but in a really embarrassing way. So they were doing an improv scene, and when you do an improv scene, you really should name your scene partner, like name the character that you're speaking to. It helps things, right? So this guy was like, "Oh yeah, bet, that's a really great idea." And then they went on with the scenes, and then she was like, "Hey, Nancy, I really don't need you to do that." And I said, "Hey, the scene's really great, but earlier you called her Bet." But then you changed the name to Nancy. So I really don't understand what's going on. They're like, no, Mr. G, Bet is like a phrase. I wasn't calling her Bet like Bette Midler. Really embarrassing. It's really, really embarrassing in that way. One of my Gen Z students looked at me the other day like they were talking to a World War II veteran, and they were like, "What was MySpace like?" I know. I want to jump off a cliff. It's really rough out there. The big thing that got me though the other day is I made a reference to Sex in the City, and they didn't know what I was talking about. Yuck! Up in the front. Oh my gosh! Is anyone else gay? There's more gay? Oh my god! You guys all looked so straight when I walked on stage. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me projecting my horny fantasy. Are you two a couple? Amazing. Where are you from? Boston, Columbia, right? From Jackson Heights. Amazing. How long have you been together? Oh, they beat you. They beat you. Very, very cool. Okay, sorry. I get distracted. This is great. No, but they didn't know Sex in the City, which was hard. Are there any Sex in the City fans? There are no white women here tonight except you, so I don't know. Maybe that's not true. But wait, who raised their hands? I couldn't see. Raise your hand. The gay guy up at the front. Oh my God, I would love to hear Sex in the City dubbed in Portuguese. Oh, that would be so fun. No, I love Sex in the City. I was doing like the math earlier. Did y'all know that Sex in the City came out like 26 years ago? The original season, 26. It's wild. It got me thinking. I've lived in New York City for 16 years, and I've only had sex in 2 of the 5 boroughs, which means I'm a Miranda. Because Miranda Hobbs doesn't travel, no. If you're wondering what the other borough I've had sex in besides Manhattan, and you're thinking Staten Island, please, you'd be right. Uh, that's right, I'm kinky. Don't kink shame me. Don't kink shame me. I really am a Miranda, though. I hate kids like Miranda does. The other day, I was on the subway, and this little girl turned to me, and she goes, "I'm an octopus." Now, here's how the other Sex and the City girls would have responded to this. Charlotte would have been into it, right? Charlotte would have been like, "Oh, honey, yes, you are an octopus." Fucking hate Charlotte. Carrie would have been like, "I couldn't help but wonder, if I had 8 legs, could I wear 8 Manolo Blahniks?" Samantha would have been like, "I fucked an octopus once. And honey, may I just say, 8 dicks are better than one." But me as a Miranda, when the girl said, "I'm an octopus," all I said was, "Ugh, no, you're not." Um, crushing dreams. Crushing dreams. Pretty slow news cycle these days, huh? Not much going on. Do we like Tim Walls? Yeah, I like him. He kicked some butt yesterday in his little speech, didn't he? He's my favorite stand-up comedian now. Actually, yeah, he is. Him and Amy Klobuchar and Celine Dion are my favorite stand-up comedians. It used to be Sarah Silverman, but now it's them. No, I think he did a really good job. I love that he's like the former what is he? The former faculty advisor for the Gay Straight Alliance at the high school he used to teach at. I think that's really cool. I think it's no coincidence that the day that a former faculty advisor for a Gay Straight Alliance becomes the vice presidential candidate for the Democratic ticket is also the day that Liza Minnelli announced she's coming out with a memoir in 2026. I don't know. I don't know. This set is just for the 4 homosexuals up at the front. Apparently. Sorry, straight guys. Go get a beer if you want to. If you want to, that's fine. No. I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist about something. It feels like the assassination attempt, before he started wearing the tampon pad. It was years ago at this point. It feels like it. No, but I have a theory, and many people do. I'm not like the first person to say this. That it was all like planned and like rigged in that way. And I think it's because, do you remember when Drew Barrymore was doing a talk and her stalker like rushed the stage? She was rushed off faster by Renee Rapp than Donald Trump was by the Secret Service. Really was. Renee Rapp also for the 4 in the front. I just cannot believe we're here again with Trump, to be honest with you. I'm still kind of in PTSD from the first Trump administration. During the first Trump administration, I was a walking tour guide in New York City. Like that was my like survival job. And I had to give tours to like a lot of obvious Trump supporters. And at first I hated it, but then I kind of loved it. The more I got into it, like I would see someone with a Make America Great Again hat, they want to take away my rights, so I'm gonna give them a show! I like would fully gay it up. And it did work. It did work. One time a woman wearing a MAGA hat turns to her husband and goes, "Oh honey, I love him. He reminds me of Charlotte's queer friend from Sex and the City." You have to give the people what they want. Trump supporters would ask some really interesting questions on my tour. And by interesting, I mean fucking stupid. One time I was giving a tour of the Ellis Island Immigration Museum. We're familiar with it, right? Ellis Island, for a little history lesson, it's where over 12 million immigrants came into the United States beginning in 1892 to start their American dream. 1892, I make that very clear in my tour. And a guy wearing a Make America Great Again hat raises his hand and goes, "Now, did the Pilgrims come through Ellis Island?" And I'm like, "No, sir, they came through Plymouth Rock," which I wish I could jump off right now. Now, a lot of times they were undercover Trump supporters, though. They weren't necessarily wearing a MAGA hat. So here's how I could snuff them out. Don't ask me how I know this, but if somebody asked me on my tour where Captain Sully landed the plane on the Hudson River, without a doubt voted for Donald Trump. Trump supporters are obsessed with Captain Sully and the miracle on the goddamn Hudson.